It began with silence. Not the kind of silence that fades into applause, but the kind that feels heavy, charged, as if the entire room was holding its breath. And at the center of it all stood Bruno Mars, his eyes glistening under the stage lights, and beside him, Lady Gaga, her voice trembling as she whispered a simple phrase that sent shockwaves through the MTV Video Music Awards. "Thank you, Bruno, this wouldn't exist without you." For a moment, time seemed to freeze. The cameras zoomed in. The audience leaned forward. And the world watched as two of music's greatest performers shared not just an award, but a raw, vulnerable truth that no one expected. This wasn't just about winning Best Collaboration. This was about something deeper, something almost hidden in plain sight. But what exactly was behind Lady Gaga's emotional gratitude? And why did Bruno Mars, usually so playful, look like he was carrying a secret too heavy to put into words? Tonight, we pull back the curtain on the story behind Die with a Smile, the collaboration that not only took home the crown at the 2025 VMAs, but revealed the beating heart of two artists at their most human. Before we unravel the mystery and uncover the emotional journey that led to this unforgettable night, make sure you hit subscribe, tap that like button, and share this video with your friends. Because what you're about to discover will change the way you see Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga forever. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts, because by the end, you may find yourself questioning if this performance was just music, or something much bigger. The story begins long before the stage, long before the award, long before the song itself. To truly understand why Lady Gaga's voice cracked when she said, "Thank you," and why Bruno Mars' silence was more powerful than any speech, we have to go back. Back to the moment when two icons, from two very different worlds, crossed paths to create something timeless. Bruno Mars had always been a master of blending joy with pain. Behind his glittering smile and explosive performances, there was always a hint of melancholy, like a secret only his songs could confess. And then there was Lady Gaga, a force of reinvention, a survivor of fame's harshest spotlight, a woman who turned her pain into power every time she stepped on stage. When they finally came together, no one could have predicted that their voices would merge so seamlessly, as if they were meant to sing the same truth all along. But Die with a Smile was never supposed to exist. At least, not in the way we know it. Hidden behind its infectious melody lies a story of near cancellation, late-night rewrites, and a haunting question that neither artist could escape. What if this was the last song they would ever sing? It all began in Los Angeles, in a studio tucked away from the city's neon chaos. Bruno Mars was there first, seated at a piano, humming half-formed melodies. His producer described him that night as restless, pacing, trying to find something that felt eternal. And then Lady Gaga walked in, wearing oversized sunglasses, clutching a notebook that looked more like a diary than a lyric sheet. What happened next wasn't planned. Gaga read a line aloud from her notebook, "If I'm going to go, I'll go smiling." Bruno froze. He lifted his head, stared at her for a moment, and whispered, "That's the chorus." From that instant, Die with a Smile was born, but the song wasn't just a collaboration, it was a confession. For Gaga, it was about resilience in the face of relentless scrutiny, the idea that no matter how harsh the world became, she wanted to leave it with joy. For Bruno Mars, the lyrics cut even deeper. Insiders close to him revealed that the song came during one of the darkest creative droughts of his career. After years of topping charts, selling out arenas, and dazzling with his signature charm, Bruno was beginning to wonder if his best days were behind him. The recording process was intense. Gaga cried in the booth. Bruno, at one point, left the studio without saying a word, disappearing into the night. When he returned hours later, he carried nothing but a bottle of whiskey and a scribbled line that became the song's bridge. It was raw. It was desperate. And yet, it was beautiful. The industry wasn't sure about it. Executives hesitated. Was the song too heavy for mainstream audiences? Would fans embrace a ballad disguised as a goodbye letter? At one point, Die with a Smile was nearly shelved, written off as too personal, too risky. But Bruno Mars refused. Gaga refused. Together, they pushed back, determined to let the world hear the piece of their souls they had stitched together, and when it was finally released, the world listened. The first time Die with a Smile hit streaming platforms, fans were divided. Some called it haunting, others called it heartbreaking. But everyone agreed on one thing: it felt different. It felt real. Bruno's voice, usually dripping with swagger, cracked with vulnerability. Gaga's delivery wasn't theatrical, it was human. It sounded like two people singing not just to us, but to each other. The music video only added to the mystery. Set against imagery of fading lights, collapsing stages, and smiles that looked painted on, fans began speculating. Was this Bruno Mars' farewell? Was Lady Gaga hinting at a hidden struggle? The video ended not with triumph, but with silence, the same silence that would later echo at the VMAs, and that's when the theories began. Some believed the song was a tribute to lost loved ones. Others claimed it was a coded message about the pressures of fame. But those who knew Bruno Mars best saw something more personal. They saw a man confronting the very thing he had spent his whole career avoiding, the fear of disappearing. When the nominations for the 2025 MTV Video Music Awards were announced, Die with a Smile was listed under Best Collaboration. For fans, it felt like justice. For Bruno and Gaga, it felt like destiny. But neither of them expected what would happen that night. The evening of the VMAs was electric. Stars lined the red carpet, cameras flashed, the crowd roared. Bruno Mars arrived in a simple black suit, understated, almost somber. Lady Gaga, in contrast, wore a gown that seemed to shimmer like liquid light. Together, they looked less like celebrities and more like comrades heading into battle. When their category was announced, the tension was unbearable. The nominees were strong. The screen flashed names that had dominated charts all year. And then, the envelope was opened, and the VMA for Best Collaboration goes to Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, for Die with a Smile. The audience erupted. The cameras caught Gaga covering her mouth in shock, while Bruno stared down at the floor, almost as if he couldn't believe it. They walked to the stage, hand in hand, their movements slow, deliberate. And then came the moment that stunned the world. Lady Gaga spoke first. Her voice shook, not with nerves, but with emotion. She thanked the fans, the industry, her team. But then she turned, looked at Bruno Mars, and whispered, "Thank you, Bruno. This wouldn't exist without you." It was more than gratitude, it was revelation. Gaga wasn't just thanking him for a song. She was thanking him for surviving, for creating, for being brave enough to bleed into the music when it mattered most. Bruno didn't speak for several seconds. He just held the microphone, his lips pressed together, his eyes shimmering under the lights. And when he finally spoke, his words were simple, almost fragile: "Music saved me. And this song saved me too." The room fell silent. No applause. No cheers. Just silence. That same silence that had haunted the music video, that same silence that seemed to follow Bruno everywhere he went. And in that silence, the weight of everything became clear. This wasn't just a win. This was a confession. But here's the twist most people don't know. Insiders revealed that just weeks before the VMAs, Bruno Mars had considered stepping away from music. The pressures, the expectations, the endless cycle of fame had taken their toll. For him, Die with a Smile wasn't just another song, it was a lifeline. A chance to remind himself why he fell in love with music in the first place. Without it, without Gaga, without the collaboration that forced him to confront his own fears, Bruno may not have been on that stage at all. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more deep dives into the untold stories of music's biggest moments. Smash that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts on Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga's unforgettable night, and share this video with someone who loves music as much as you do. Because this story isn't just about a song, it's about what happens when music saves us all.